brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Ow! Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin. Tuesday morning, Wheeler and Ollie with you. I've already hurt myself.
I'm sorry the studio bit you.
It bit me. I went to put on my earphones, and they're springy. I don't know what you'd say. You stretch them to put them out over your head, and it slipped out of my hand and hit me right in the mouth.
Achieving in 1 second what I've been trying for years.
Yes. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody wants to hit me in the face. Why do you think I always say that? My lip really hurts, and I feel like it's going to get swollen.
I think it's sagging a little to one side there. It's a very post-dentist look you have.
Right now. Very nice, very nice. I need to go to the dentist.
Well, you do now.
Well, I do now. I think I just knocked out a tooth. These are heavy-duty headphones. They hurt when they hit your face.
Before you punched yourself with studio equipment, how were you doing over there?
That was all right.
What were you intending talking about?
What?
I see. It's all gone.
It's all a blur now. I think I've got a concussion.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, probably.
What?
No, I'm doing all right. I'm starting to get over this little cold that I've had for the last few days. I've just been dosing myself with NyQuil and DayQuil, like, constantly. And funnily enough, it works. Yeah, it numbs the pain.
Yeah, so does a good set of headphones to the face.
Well, that doesn't numb the pain. It exacerbates it. $10 word.
Oh, well done.
Oh, yeah. I know how to use words sometimes.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin.
Yes, welcome.
We have the small matter of the three-toed sloth to discuss.
Yes, we will get into it. Our new intern had her first accident. It's always a rite of passage. And, there's a new stain on the carpet.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Mornings at the Cabin. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter with you. Lecter has decided to show up once again. I have an idea for a little what we call a bit in the industry. Do you guys know this terminology, a bit?
No, carry on. I'm intrigued by this new concept that you alone have developed.
Well, I mean, I don't want to brag or anything. It's just everything I do is just pushing the edges of the radio.
My temper, yes.
Yes, very much so. And your patience. Just setting up a camera that faces Lecter's seat every morning, and then just timing when he drops down, and every morning we'll just be like, we'll hit the button, it'll be like 5 minutes and 30 seconds after 7.
For a man who missed the intro to the show yesterday, you have a lot to say on this subject.
I feel like that is unfair. We got here at the same time, Ollie. Also, yesterday the show started a full minute early, which if you are responsible for the show, you would never let happen. So anyway, what were we talking about? I think we should set up that camera. I think that would be funny, and just put little countdowns, and then like have a tally every morning. No,
you need any more rope? I'm just gonna not talk, so you can just keep pulling out rope
for what?
Never mind.
To tie my boat up.
Yeah,
to?
That's right.
Yeah, because this is a secure bit. Got nothing. All right. Outhouses have been in the news of late because truckers and tourists, people got really on tourists. I'm like, I feel like it wasn't the tourists that did that. I don't know.
Who was blaming tourists? In the alleged, they were blaming truckers, and then all the truckers got angry that it was the truckers.
And then people on Facebook were like, truckers and capital letters, tourists, which denotes, yelling. And I was like, are tourists going there? Because it's closed. It's closed. Right?
What's closed?
The rest stop is closed at the border. Is it not?
No, that's the problem. The rest stop.
No, the rest stop is open, but like the visitor center is closed.
Oh, I see. I think the visitor center is probably closed.
I don't think anyone's stopping there.
Apart from
I think they would have liked to.
Did they use it?
Did they use it ever?
So if you haven't seen the photo, this was a photo that circulated on Facebook early last week. It imagine a toilet in the very worst state of post-apocalyptic decay that has just basically been abused by jaguars. And that essentially is the toilet.
I feel like we'd take better care of our toilet situation in a post-apocalyptic future. I feel like, hey, we got enough to deal with trying to survive and find food. Maybe we should just deal with this waste problem better.
It would be nice to think so.
Animals!
I'm sure we'll soon find out. So this outhouse made it all the way to the legislature as a topic.
Yeah.
And it was discussed there, the fact that it was in such a state. Has since been cleaned up. But we here at Cabin Radio, two things I want to say about this. One is, can I give a big shout out to Kendra Wombold, who left the NWT to move to Spruce Grove last week.
Yes.
Left on Friday morning.
Thank you for leaving.
This is not the shout-out
Thank you
yet.
for leaving the territory.
This is the preamble to the shout-out.
Oh, okay, good.
Left for Spruce Grove Friday morning, and as her last act before leaving the Northwest Territories and crossing the border, took a photo of the clean outhouse.
Oh, nice.
And sent it to us.
Very nice.
To demonstrate that. So
Thank you,
Kendra, you will forever be remembered as the woman whose last act in the NWT was to photograph an outhouse and send it to Cabin Radio.
I thought you were going to say that her last act was taking the picture of the full outhouse as she left. Well, as is tradition for anyone who leaves the territory to completely crap on everything that they just left.
Equally as important.
Absolutely.
It was clean, and she turned up and she just blitzed the place and then took a photo of it and sent it to Cat. So we then thought, okay, fine, but this is just one outhouse.
Yeah.
So Sarah, on her way from Fort Smith to Yellowknife, stopped in all the outhouses, and we now have a photo collection that we're looking forward to unveiling online later on today.
This is the hard-hitting journalism
as an
that
art
I've come to
exhibit
expect.
or a story piece?
We're calling it Outhouse Outrage, and you'll be able to peruse at your leisure the outhouses of the South Slave and North Slave.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful stuff.
All right.
That
Maybe a
sounds
lunchtime
great.
occupation?
Now, okay, I mean, if it was truckers or tourists, whoever, filled it to capacity plus a bit more.
I love how residents are just like, give it a pass here, by the way. Oh, truckers or tourists. Not us. Us delightful inhabitants of the NWT. Wasn't us just dropping one in the
Well, they've all
outhouse.
got their own toilets.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people that live here usually have their own toilets.
In their car.
mostly.
In their car. In their car. Wow, I've seen some cars. But so they let it, it got that bad, yes. So whoever's at fault for using it, I don't think it's really their fault. It's whoever wasn't cleaning the damn thing
Well, that's
up
the thing.
to allow it to get that bad. That's the actual story. It's not who used it and it became that way. It's who didn't clean it up.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain it was a team effort that got it to that point.
Right?
But there was no team on the, the cleaning up.
And I'm sure it was a matter of contention. It was like, well, that's a territorial thing. Well, I don't know.
Well, funnily enough, I know.
Highways, or no, it's not.
I
Highways,
know
it's parks.
I know whose job it is, and we're trying to get him on the phone this week.
I don't want to crap all over them either. Come on, guys, come on. We're having fun.
Well, I'll tell you one story. I'll tell you one story from them already. So
Okay.
I've indirectly, I haven't spoken to them, but I've spoken to someone
is
who
that
knows
they
the person
forgot
whose job
the
it is.
toilet existed?
No, is that they gave one example of. So basically, this is someone who just drives around cleaning these things.
Yeah, of course.
So
It's
you drive
not a
from one
job
to
that
the other.
anyone wants. So good on you for that.
Cleaned one of them, and went an hour down the road to clean the next one. Then came back up the highway because obviously you got to Fort Smith or somewhere
Yeah.
that you just turn around and head back the other way. Decided to stop off to use the bathroom that they just cleaned 2 hours ago, and it already had a poo on the steps outside it that someone had left.
Well, you know what? I
Haven't
feel
even
like
got
that was a
to the bathroom.
message because maybe that person had seen the toilet before and was like, I'm not going in there, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to exercise my rights as some sort of human to leave a message on the doorstep.
I feel like that's an unhelpful approach.
It's
A little bit
not.
unhelpful,
It's not helpful.
No.
It's not helpful.
So that's what they're dealing with. Is the poor people who have to clean these.
Oh,
things.
I don't. Yeah, it's nothing against them.
I find it tricky to blame them for the fact that the rest of the population apparently can't hit a toilet bowl at very close range.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I was joking. That is a job that is a thankless job.
It sounds like we're all to blame.
Yeah. I'll
Me,
blame myself.
you,
yeah, Ollie for sure.
Everybody.
Yeah,
Randy the Raven.
Randy the Raven.
Especially Randy.
Yeah,
He doesn't care where he lets go.
Randy the Renovator.
Randy the Renovator,
He
yeah.
can't hit-
Throw
he
him
can't
under
hit
the
a
bus.
So yeah, I can't wait to see all the pictures of all the toilets in
Yeah.
the South Slave.
Be nice.
It's going to be great.
Want the meat and potatoes of the morning show with none of the filler? You've got it with the Mornings at the Cabin podcast. That's a strange breakfast, though.
I think.
Yesterday,
Yep.
we
I
had
was going to start on something.
You're going to start on something. Well, I'm going to start on something.
Oh, okay. I was just,
You starting something?
Well, we
You-
can't
you
all
starting
start
something?
on
got to
something.
be
I'm
starting
starting
something. Got to be starting. Oh wait, no, we can't do that anymore. Never mind.
Yesterday, a terrible thing almost occurred.
It did occur.
I-
It occurred all over the carpet.
No, but you wait for this. I only noticed that this thing had occurred. I was working in the office and stood up, and the tableau that presented itself to me was on the left. We had our new intern on her first day, Karine,
Yep.
scrubbing away at the carpet. In the middle of frame, we had the office puppy on its first day in the office on the armchair looking at the intern. And on the
Supervisor,
right,
yeah.
we had Sarah, owner of the puppy, working away at the desk. And for the opening 10 seconds of looking at this, I thought Sarah had made the intern clean up after the puppy had accidentally peed on our carpet.
She should.
Honestly, I was mortified. I just stood there and I got like 2 words into it. I just was like, Sarah, like, we can't make the intern clean up after the puppy.
Can't we make the intern?
And it slowly became apparent that the intern had spilt coffee and the puppy. And I breathed a huge sigh of relief. Honestly, I swear to God, for the first 10 seconds, I thought we were forcing the intern to clean up dog pee.
As well we should. I mean, this is what it's all about.
I was going to say, I almost guarantee that some of Karine's former classmates are probably doing that on their first and second days at the job. But that would be implying that those radio stations that they're at are cool enough to have an office puppy.
That's right, which they're probably
don't.
not. They do not.
Come on.
But if they spilled coffee, they probably make their intern.
They'd be cleaning it up. Yeah.
And she's very lucky. She's very lucky that she's not at one of these big corporate places where she's running around getting coffee and just kind of like, it feels like an unpaid internship, to get your graduation at a big place would be much like that.
Yeah.
You kind of run around doing stuff for them, and you hope that you kind of learn something in passing.
You're just kind of trying not to get in the way.
Yeah.
Basically.
That sounds great.
It's like, I want to be noticed, but not for the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, you'd be lucky to be running around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're just sitting in a corner because nobody's got the time to think about you or give you anything to do.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side of that, at a larger radio station, at a big corporation, at a big corporate newsroom, for example, someone in some sort of cleaning capacity would have done something about the coffee stain that's on the floor.
Yeah.
However, here at Cabin Radio, something different happened.
Well, I came in, I I thought the exact same thing. I was like, "Oh, puppy had its first accident," because it looked a little bit like a puppy accident.
Yeah.
Puppy accident, and I was like, "Oh, that's too bad. That's too bad."
Day
I mean,
one.
it was expected, right? I mean, the little puppy,
Yeah.
little tiny puppy. She's so adorable. I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
I don't usually say that, but
you can't
even.
No, neither can I.
So I took it upon myself to be part of the welcome wagon, obviously, for Karine, and so I put a little chalk outline around it. Now, I've never done a chalk outline around a blood stain or any kind of stain.
Never been able to tell.
And so I pulled up a picture on Google. I Googled chalk outlines. And I was like, I'll just do this one.
What are the nuances of a perfect chalk outline?
That's right.
Here?
Well, here they are. I have no artistic skill.
That's
really,
not
when it comes to drawing and things like that.
When it comes to chalk outline.
When it comes to chalk outline. So my chalk outline, which was supposed to be a human body, now looks like a 3-toed sloth died in the middle of our carpet. So I put a little welcome sign there. Welcome to the cabin, Karine. And R.I.P. to the cabin 3-toed sloth. It looks like it's met its last end right there on the carpet.
It's an appropriate stain, I think.
It is. Well, I mean, 3-toed sloths bleed brown blood.
That's right.
Yeah. That's right.
Bleed brown blood. Try that after a few down the Oaks at trivia night, you're going to have trouble saying bleed brown blood.
The big black bug bit the big black bear. The big black bear bled black blood. Booyah!
No, that was great, except you screwed up the third word.
The big black sloth bit the big brown cup. Damn it. All right. Big brown sloths bleed big brown blood.
Bloodings at the blabbin. Welcome
to the blabbin. We'll put a picture up on the Gram and Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page so you can take a look at my artistry when it comes to chalk outlines and pray that you never find yourself in one of mine.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
You know what today is?
What is today?
Today is the 30th anniversary of the World Wide Web. The
Really?
is turning 30 today, which means
what?
it's only a little younger than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah,
Yeah, it's older than my girlfriend. So by about just less than a month.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
I probably shouldn't say she's turning 30 in a month, but there it is. She's turning 30 in a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big party planned.
No.
No.
We're going to Ireland and Scotland in the summer. So
Much like for the 30th birthday of
right.
the internet. No.
Well,
real
no. I
party.
mean, Google put up a little thing.
They did.
I
I guess that's the equivalent
There it is.
of an internet party.
Well, the internet's been around since 1969 or something. It's used as a military communications tool. But the World Wide Web, which is what we use the internet for,
Right.
how we traverse the information superhighway, was created on this day.
Huh.
30 years ago.
By Bill Gates.
I don't know. I don't know who it was.
Bill Gates created the
bunch
internet.
of people. No, he created DOS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the internet, right?
Yes, that's the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. The internet.
DOS shell.
DOS shell, Amiga, something OS.
Tim Apple.
Tim Apple.
They all created
Did
it.
you see his tweet about that?
I didn't know.
What he said is like, I introduced Tim Cook,
Donald Trump's tweet about
Tim
it.
Cook of Apple.
Yes.
And then to save time, I said Tim Apple.
That's right.
And now everybody's calling. No, it's a bad Trump story.
Yeah. He said Cook very quietly in like a millisecond between Tim and Apple.
Tim Apple.
Yeah.
We're living in a simulation. At least I hope so. But I mean, the World Wide Web, 30 years. I mean, it's changed basically how we communicate. It's changed literally everything.
Yeah.
Right? It's no one even calls it the World Wide Web anymore.
No.
You don't have to put www dot before anything anymore.
And
so,
you haven't had to for quite some time.
Quite some time. So
things have changed.
we can't take it for granted. We have to mark this day because this is how we spend our lives now. We don't really have an existence without the internet.
It's certainly been a blessing and a curse, hasn't it? I mean, obviously...
You could say that about literally anything, I think.
Not ice cream. Well, I guess you could say that.
I don't know. My hips and my thighs would beg to differ. We're having fun on the morning show, talking about ice cream. This is relatable stuff.
Yeah.
But the World Wide Web, obviously, we use it every day.
Yeah.
To surf the net and to have access to the breadth of human knowledge and human existence. It's all there.
And human nonsense.
Mostly. I mean, most of human knowledge is nonsense. I mean, if you read any philosophy whatsoever, basically breaking down why everything is nonsense.
And now you can't tell the difference between the two.
No, you can't.
No.
No, you can't. Everything, I mean, you really can't. It's very hard to distinguish nonsense from actual reality, and the World Wide Web is a part of that. Facebook is only making that problem worse because it's something that I've talked about with you on the show, is that like if something looks like it's been produced by a media source, it looks legit, right? If there's there's a very easy way to make things look legit. Give it some labels, make it look like it's been sourced by something, or just make it sound like it's true. Yeah. And all you have to do is make something sound like it's true.
Throw a few spelling errors in there, because if there's no spelling errors, then it's like, okay, well, that's clearly fake.
That's clearly fake.
Come on now.
Like, for example, did you know that three-toed sloths can be taught how to speak? It's crazy. It's crazy. And there's
too bad they're extinct.
That's right. Well, now they are, thanks to Karine. She killed the three-toed sloth, and it was the last one on the planet. So our intern is intern 1, three-toed sloth 0.
What are you going to do about that, internet?
As in there's none left on the planet.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to the woo-woo-woo, and may you carry us through the next 100 or so years before we just completely destroy ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know how to celebrate the internet's birthday.
Well, I mean, you celebrate it every day, Lecter. You use it on a daily basis.
Is that how you celebrate people's birthday? Yeah. You use them.
That's right. You use it. You use them. That's right. Anyone who's got a birthday coming up, just let us know, and we will use you that day. We will use you for whatever. I think so. I think that's how you celebrate the birthday.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what would be a good way to celebrate the birthday of the World Wide Web? Not use it. Give it a day off.
Give it a day off?
Give it a day off. Hey, you know what, World Wide Web? You take the day for yourself.
I feel like that would ironically have catastrophic effects.
I think so. I think the World Wide Web would be like, really? I just get to learn whatever I want? Like, not you guys just like punching stuff into me and like I have to look up what you want? I can look up what I want? Oh, okay, cool. Nuclear codes. Bam! Yeah, there you go. The World Wide Web would turn on us in a second if we gave it a chance.
If the internet had a mind of its own, which it arguably does.
It does.
I wonder what would be the top 10 list of the weirdest things ever searched.
Do you mean after the 1 billion adult websites on top of that?
That's not weird.
No, that's not weird. I'm saying you have to go through all of those.
Yeah.
And then you've got the top 10.
Yes.
Top 10 weirdest things ever searched.
I guess I'm just kind of boiling down the internet as a whole to Google now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that's pretty much it.
I'll go with my first World Wide Web search ever. It was in 1995 in August during my sister's wedding week.
Okay.
And I was there with one of my brothers, and he introduced me to the World Wide Web. And the first thing I looked up was butts.
Cabin Radio's Morning Show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
Trash tag has been trending for the last couple of weeks. Basically what it is that you're challenging people to clean up spaces in your cities or wherever you might be visiting. So what you do is you take a picture of a place that's filled with garbage, and then you clean it up, and you take a little after picture, and then you trash tag. And then
I see.
You tag people in it to challenge them to do the same thing.
Okay. When you described it to me off the air, I thought it was just you take a picture of a mess and you're like, someone go clean this up.
Someone ought to do something about
challenge
this.
all of you out there to clean up this pile of filth that I have just taken a picture of.
Well, see, I feel like that's like tying into that story with Martin Emslander, who cleaned up over 200 bags of dog poop.
Yes.
I feel like that's what people have been doing, like going around the park and like seeing all the dog poop and like somebody ought to do something about this. And like you see that, like we're coming into warmer weather, so like we're gonna get the dog poop swamp out at Tin Can Hill, and like people are gonna be like, you know what, this is disgusting. Somebody ought to do something about this.
Shameful.
Well, it sucks that it's incumbent upon us to do it, to clean up
after our.
Well, not. I mean, we should clean up after ourselves, obviously, but clean up like government spaces or public spaces. Like most public spaces are pretty well taken care of, but like when there's bags and bags of dog poop everywhere, like it's on us to do it. But it's on us to do it for ourselves rather than let someone else be like a hero every year. Like this happened a few years ago where a guy picked up dog poop over Tin Can Hill. It was a news story. Now Martin's a news story, and every year there seems to be another news story about somebody who cleans up hundreds of bags of dog poop, and it's like, hey, good on them. And and every time I see that, I was like, yeah, you know what? That's a really cool thing that they did. How about we all just do that so no one person has to do that?
That's impossible.
It's not
impossible. We're all not good people.
Apparently, we're just all terrible, terrible people. We can't pick up after our dogs, and like we take that for granted. We're just like, whatever, it's just dog poop. We'll just leave it out there. And it's. I know it's dog poop. I know it's not a small deal, and people treat it like it's a small deal. And if we want to treat it as a small deal, then fine. We'll treat it like this. It's a symptom of something worse. It's a smaller symptom of something much, much worse, which is that we're taking these things for granted and we're not cleaning up after ourselves. We're not taking responsibility for ourselves and what we do. And that's a small example of it.
And I feel like there's the city and I don't technically know who owns the Tin Can Hill land.
I own it.
City?
Stop putting your dog poop in my... Hey, maybe that's what it needs to be. Maybe it needs to be a private place. Maybe someone needs to buy up Tin Can Hill and then like put up cameras and it's like, if I see you not picking up your dog poop, I'm going to shoot you.
If someone does that, then they just won't allow dogs, and that'll be the end of
you would buy it up. For example, I would say if I had the money, I would buy that place up and be like, this is an off the leash dog park.
But only bad people have that kind of money, Jesse.
Only bad people.
Only bad people.
That's right.
The good people are all broke.
That's right. Good people are broke. Bad people are rich.
That's right.
That's exactly right.
That is the dynamic of our entire existence.
I could not agree more.
But I feel like the city and or GNWT, whoever it may be that kind of looks after things on Tin Can Hill, they've done about all they can. I think we've talked before what are you supposed to do? Go out and like take garbage off of all the rock space as well? It's like there's acres and acres of it. Yeah, I mean, we were talking about this the other day. Of course, we both have dogs. We both like to take advantage of Tin Can and, let our dogs run around off leash. I think about all they could possibly do is maybe add one more garbage can. I don't know where would be necessarily the best strategic place to do that. Yeah. But there are garbage cans. They are regularly emptied. It's not like they're overflowing like the outhouse on the border.
There you go. No, absolutely. Like whoever's job it is to clean up and empty those trash cans, absolutely. They're doing a great job. And I mean, it's such a difficult place to actually try to clean up because if it's not just the dog poop, it's glass and all that other stuff.
Yes.
That's still out there, right? Because people have been throwing bottles up there for decades.
Yeah, the summer is just, there's no reason to go there because it's awful. There's swamps, it's awful in the summer. Winter, I mean, we don't have to worry about it because everything, obviously there's packed down snow covering the glass, but then the spring emerges and everything melts and it shows how little we have been looking after our dogs and cleaning up after them. But I mean, they've got bag dispensers there, so if you happen to forget dog bags with you, they've got you covered. Those are pretty regularly replaced. There's always bags in there, so
They're doing their part.
There's been a great job,
Absolutely.
done by who is overseeing that operation.
And now it's on us to do our part. I know what this sounds like. I know this just sounds like nagging, and I don't know. Someone might call it like a bleeding heart thing or whatever. It's just like it's not a bleeding heart thing. Just pick up your dog poop. Like it's real simple. Like the most my dog has ever pooped on one dog walk was 4 times, and I had 3 bags with me, so I missed one. There you go.
Confession
time. Confession.
Okay.
I missed one on that one, and that's
Right.
that's not the only time. I mean, that's the thing. Like I'm
Oh.
guilty of it too.
The story is emerging.
Oh yeah, no, I'm guilty of it too. I mean, I've forgotten bags, right?
Right.
I have
That we all do.
left a bag at the bottom of the hill and forgotten to pick it up.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of it too. But I'm trying to do my best to do that. But it shouldn't be a story every year where it's like one guy picked up 1,000 bags of dog poop and there it is.
That's always another element too, is the people who they make the effort of bagging the dog poop
And then they just leave it there.
just leave it there.
Well, I don't want to carry this around.
I mean, I giving the benefit of the doubt, I would like to think that their intention was to pick it up on their way back because they didn't.
Yeah, of course.
They just weren't near a garbage can, didn't want to be carrying around for 3/4 of the walk. That's fine.
You know what? Boo effing who.
But don't forget 200 times.
Boo effing who, man. Like, I don't want to carry this around. Like, you're out there for like an hour tops. Like, just figure it out.
If it's mid-January, though, -35, you don't want to be walking around with your hands out of your pockets, carrying a bag
you
of
not
poo.
wearing mitts?
You
like, what's
are,
wrong with you?
But the wind cuts right through mine.
And right into that dog poop.
That's right.
And it spreads it all over my hands. And then I scratch my nose and I got dog poop on my face. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, this is where we find ourselves.
That's right.
In a situation.
A symptom of a very much larger problem, which we can talk about on other shows.
Nights at the cabin.
It leads to not putting your turn signal on, not using merge lanes, basically
rolling
just being,
through stop signs.
basically being a drain on humanity. Good morning.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.